Okay, just in case I get murdered, I better put some stuff down. So it's really that what's ahead for me in terms of my engagement with the establishment at the moment is they can murder me. That's on the cards for them, and I've accepted that's okay. I'll just meet it with glory. I'll say, bring it on, do it. I'll open, whatever they want to kill me, I'll say eyes open, meet it with a happy heart. Looking forward to it. If I get to die in the service of my God, while I'm existing in the place of God, I'll stand forever in eternity. So I'm really happy with that death. The other option they've got is to section me, in which case there'll be 14-day delay now while I lodge my appeal, and then I'll just repeat all the evidence that I've compiled against this incident. I've now renamed it as 2400002908 is now a police corruption investigation that I'm doing on my own back. So I'm going to throw myself into the system, and I'm logging everything as I go. And the reason I'm logging everything as I go and require witnesses to some of my activities is because it's important that to keep me safe, if I'm inside, to know that I know that other people know I'm in there, and then they're thinking about me, they could look back at what I've said and go, oh, we can pick any of this up now, we don't need him, we can leave him sectioned, pick up the information and act on it, and just take the moral high ground and start acting. So I want to put some stuff down, okay? And so I guess the most important and profound thing that I found out yesterday, 2 days ago, but in terms of the science of consciousness, is that the king of Sharia is the king, the holder of the knowledge. So the Sharia law is more of it's more of an administrative system. It's a system of governance that has the morality of God behind it when the Prophet, peace be on him, designed it. So he was a systems and processes guy who set himself up in a small, simple way of living so that he could be free. He could just be free to think about what's the best way to move his society forward. It was probably pretty divided, and they were all fighting each other as usual. Yeah, princes fighting each other. And so because he set himself up with a morality at this base, he was just attractive to people who were looking for a way out, an answer. And immediately he got one or two, bang, it just grew, because the feeling that these one or two people got who stepped into the Prophet, peace be on him, story was so uplifting that they couldn't help but walk from his presence with their hearts uplifted with the morality of God in their hearts. So that's attractive, boom, it just flowers, a flowering of consciousness. He created a flowering of consciousness deliberately through a system of process management. If people feel they know where they are in a system, if you've got a hierarchical system, what's essential as a manager, what's essential for your team is that they know where they are in the hierarchical system, that they have the tools to do whatever they're supposed to do within that hierarchical system, and how those systems link together above and below. And that's enough, above and below, and then you can give them big picture to see where they sit in so that they can do their job. If they want to look further at the step below that one and the step above that one, of course, that's once they're comfortable in their role, that's where they go, they learn the whole job, and then they can become the manager. And then the manager has made himself redundant, he can move up, his view can get bigger and bigger as the hierarchical layers move up. And that's called Sharia. And it's really great. And we're having it in this country. You're terrified of it because you think that Sharia law means people dressed in black beheading other people. And that's not. That's a corruption of the word jihad. That's a misunderstanding of the word jihad. And the reason that it's misunderstood is because the morality that lies at the top of Islam is divided by the schism that was created by people in the Shia-Sunni divisions, and where this was all happening, which was all created by people. As people stepped into a system that was perfect, the hierarchical system, because it wasn't retained by the Prophet, peace be on him, anymore, because he was no longer present as a human being, began to fragment because nobody understood what was holding the system together. Only one man. And that he didn't do a good enough job of a succession plan. He missed a trick in the succession plan by allowing schisms, because I think he hadn't seen quite the damage that was going to occur in the Christian church. He was just feeling it, I'm guessing. because it was beginning, wasn't it, in Christianity, with the way that the Romans had taken hold of the Bible around that, a couple of 200 years before, around that, but it's all in the same period where Christianity is doing the same process. It's splintering, and I think the prophet, peace be on him, saw what was happening in Christianity. Didn't want that for his people. He could see, because a prophet has far sight. He's big picture manager. He just sees the future, and he says, "No, I can see that the Christians are in trouble. That's not going to work. If I can grab something special for my people, for the Arabic people, and then we can have something centered and we'll be safe." And that the difference between the Arabic mind and the Roman mind is train of thought and mellifluosity. The Romans forced themselves into this 12-step time. When they took the Sumerian time and buried it and created Roman time, 12 Roman numerals, and forced it into everything into the divisions of 12 as they saw it, and installed a sundial in Rome and said that's the time in Rome, and there were riots and people hated it because it meant that in the summer and winter the hours were all just the same length, and so that you'd lost the natural rhythm immediately. Think about how you would gentle yourself through the winter. Your whole flow of your year, however you're living, is going to be summer. The hours are longer, it's sweeter, it's hot, it's sunny, you're going to the games, you're going shopping, it's commercial, yeah. It's lovely long hours. You're really enjoying, and you don't need much sleep in the night because you've rested so much in the day, because you just go through naps and pace yourself through the day. It was a nice way of living. That's a single move. By grabbing hold of time into a train of thought mode, you're forcing all the people in the Christian world into this train of thought mode, and they resisted, but they had no choice because it was enforced by the butt of a butt of a spear. It's enforced, brutalized into the people to follow this time. Roman numerals. So the prophet, peace be on him, saw this, and he built this brilliant process of a bureaucratic structure with God at each stage. So it's perfectly set as a system that God can be reinserted at the top into all of Islam, and just sort out this schism business. And there isn't one. There's no schism. There's only one God, and he may be named however you wish, out loud or to yourself. You name him as you wish. This is the key for all of you. Whatever your religion you choose to follow is your choice. If you feel that you can manifest the love of God as you experience it in a group of people, in a mosque, all on the floor, all facing towards where you believe the energy to be coming from, and you feel it, you believe it because you know it's true, you're feeling the energy, that's why you face that way. It's not a belief, it's a truth, that when you face in that direction you feel more powerful, and that therefore by this arrangement on the floor of how you sit, all geometrically beautiful, that the consciousness that you all experience together from Mecca forms an incredible mind membrane around you all as one. You unite your mind membranes for the time that you're praying, and it's very, very powerful and wonderful. So, but that's a choice to manifest God in that way. If you are a Muslim and you feel that you've achieved a level of understanding of your God for yourself, in your own opinion, that you're really comfortable with, and I mean really comfortable with, that you feel that the information you're getting is coming from God directly, because you can check it against what's the morality of what I've been given. Is this always making me moral? Is there always a moral platform to every motion that I make? And if there always is, then you don't need an interlocutor anymore. You can go immediately, just as you sit in nature, as I do. This is my prayer. This is what's so lovely for me. Every moment for me is a prayer with no effort. Every moment. By existing in the now, you exist in prayer, in your own prayer. And if you exist in your own prayer, God immediately hears your prayer, because you existed in the same place as God is, which is where I exist. And it's so wonderful, because I can bring myself to prayer So I can just be doing my day and doing my thing and playing with my dog, but I can bring myself to prayer by just pausing. If there's a pause in any activity, I can just take a breath and say, thank you, God, you're magnificent. I love you so much for the story of my life that you've given me. I can look back at my memories, and my heart can sing with how far I've progressed as a human being. I can look at right now, and I can look at the sky and the trees and hear the water, and look at my dog, for heaven's sake. I can spend my life looking at my dog, feeling so much love for that crazy character. How could I not say thank you to somebody? You know, where did it come from? My life. Who gave it to me? It's not an accident, is it, what's happened to me? Someone gave me this gift. And God gave it to me. So I just say, thank you, God. And sometimes I say, God, you're a fucking legend. In my life, God, you rule my heart. You just fucking rule my heart. You wonderful, wonderful human being. Because he doesn't mind if I swear. He doesn't mind if I say, Jesus Christ, as an expression of exclamation. He doesn't mind. He's told me he doesn't mind that, and I've done it, and I've been through that one. He doesn't mind. So if someone says to me, "Oh, you're blaspheming," I say, "In your opinion." In your opinion, you okay, and that's fine. They're welcome to think that. I know I'm not. I know I'm not, because it's my fucking business. It's my opinion. The only opinion that matters is the opinion on your relationship with your God. And that's it. That's all that matters. Now, if you then if you can take that thought and that power and that control you've suddenly got over your own life, and then say, well, I'd like to express that things in a way that works for me. I can see Martin likes doing the nature stuff. That works for him. But I'd quite like to do, I can see how the Muslim setup, it's really powerful. They're getting something from that. So perhaps going to church, for example, if you live in Britain, would be a really good idea, because then you could just go and do some hymns. I've got some ideas for service. We'll just follow the Church of England pattern, exactly as it's set, because we're so comfortable with it, aren't we? We love it. It is very comforting. So Sunday's a day of rest again. We dress up. It's an outing, and then you go to church and you have a party, gentle tea parties, that kind of stuff. Just proper, If the world looked at us, they'd go, "Oh, that's how the English, specifically the English, would spend." Their church day, and it's really wonderful, isn't it? There'll be midwives on bicycles coming past, for heaven's sake. Yeah, who wouldn't want that? And so you've got an opportunity to go and sing some lovely hymns. There's new hymns coming. Look at a band, Life in 3D. These 3 young people just play some of their stuff in church. That's all you got to do. Go to church, play some Life in 3D songs, and then the idea is that the service is a self-service. That if anyone wants to stand up and speak a truth, then they just stand up and say it. Put their hand up. There's someone adjudicating there. Someone adjudicating. Could be anyone. No priest. No priest. This is the point of it. The priests are out. The buildings are ours. The service is ours. So there's just an adjudicator. Someone just a mod. Just a mod running things, right? Making sure a moderator, making it running all right. If you want to speak a truth, you stand up and you say it. And the best ones you'll find will be reclaiming shames. You've got an opportunity to say, well, I did this thing. And you don't have to say what it is. Okay, this is the lovely thing. If you've got a shame that's a really bad one, okay, and it can be, you can imagine there can be, don't imagine them, but there can be some really bad ones. All you have to do is stand and say, I had a thing that was a shame. And then you don't have to mention it, but you can learn, you just say what you learned. The question of the 6-word story in the 220 is, have you learned now? And that's all you've got to ask yourself in every step. Are you better than you were? Do you feel better than you were? Are you happier than you were? Because if you're not, you've got to change what you're doing. If you keep doing the same thing, this is management bingo talk, isn't it? Keep doing the same thing, keep getting the same results. That's the definition of an idiot. He keeps doing it. So you're idiots. But in a lovely way, because I love you. That's why I'm giving you this information. Okay? So, that's uniting the religions as far as I'm concerned. We could do it from here. I picture this. Make me head of the Church of England. Forget the king, I don't give a fuck. Make me head of the Church of England. Just put me over the Archbishop of Canterbury. He's an idiot. An idiot. I don't think he even believes in God. I really don't. I really don't. Not even believes in, he doesn't. The doubt on that man Yeah, I grieve for him, and I have emailed him as when I sent with witnesses. That's why I sent that with witnesses, because it's the Archbishop. I want to make it very clear that there is a morality existing in this country which is higher than the Archbishop of Canterbury, and you can pick it up. So that would be my plan. Just forget the king. We'll make a new rule that I'm just the head of Church of England, and let me run the Church of England. I'll make it a success. And you'll love the country that the Church of England rules over. Yeah, the Anglican mind is a really beautiful thing. Yeah? I've often thought about this. I can't remember his name, but the head of Glastonbury Abbey, when Henry VIII, who was not narcissistic in any way at all, thank goodness, what a marvellous king he was. He really does give a model for us of how we should have a society and how we should deal with divorce, frankly. He had to deal with Henry VIII, and he was trying to save Glastonbury Abbey. Now think about what Glastonbury Abbey was. Think about what it was in terms of the consciousness of the nation and how long it existed for as a system, as a bureaucratic system and process. How long it existed for. Why? Because it was successful, because you need a centre of consciousness, a centre of any law. And so he was fighting for this, to save his abbey, and what a wonder place that was like. And we can go and view it now in its magnificence. Oh, it's fucking ruined. Oh yeah, we can go to Tinton though. You should see that place. The setting is so wonderful, and the building, it makes your heart sing. Oh dear. So what we're supposed to have all these wonderful buildings, but because we had a narcissistic king, we don't have them anymore. Okay, right. So we definitely suffered as a people in the loss of our buildings. And we put them back by putting the heart back into the ones we do have, and expanding from there. So there's another idea. I'll just keep putting them down here. Now the final piece of information I give you before I go is the most profound piece of information you need to know, and that any human being needs to know. I think this is the denouement. No, we've never done this. We've never achieved in our civilization progress as our immortal energies are. Right? We've never achieved this what I'm just about to do. Human behaviour is based on King of Sharia. All the children born are my children. They're my consciousness. They're experiencing my consciousness. They are my children. Do you understand? And therefore, as a father to my children, it's my duty to protect them. And that I find I live in a country where the law doesn't protect me. So therefore, I have a right to establish a new system. Now I can do it, and so it'd be wonderful, and everyone would be really kind and would love it straight away. You wouldn't even notice the difference. Yeah, it'd be love and forgiveness. Church of England, love and forgiveness. That's it. Love and forgiveness at the head of the Church of England, with a beautiful bureaucratic system based on the morality of the Prophet, peace be on him. And let's have that. So it's Church of England, just with some different rules. And then we know that the world of Islam is following the same rules. So if we go and visit their country, we'll know what the rules are. We know what the morality is. If I can persuade Islam that they should just put love and forgiveness at the top of theirs, so that you can view jihad, for example. Oh, it's love and forgiveness, definitely. You can't misinterpret that. No, definitely jihad means internal fights. Okay? Do not cease from mental fight. It means internal fight, not external. Yeah, the demons are within, not without. So if I can convince them that's the case, then we've united the religions of Abraham as well as removing the need for interlocutors. So that the systems just become education systems. That's it. United. All following the same disciplines, we're going to unite. So we're cross-reference across the two, we can align everything between the two religions in terms of bureaucratic processes. So, yeah. So suddenly we're speaking the same language. And that the dictionary that I'm designing with my, from the man from Lebanon, is now, we've working on the title. It's now I've changed the order. So it's the Arabic, Qumraig, English dictionary, because then it's the ACE dictionary. And I just thought that was cool. So, and then Arabic has to go first for that reason. And that dictionary is going to change the world. And again, I'll leave that down there. But I know how much I'm fighting, because I love my children. And if I find people letting them die in incubators by turning the power off, it makes me cross. So cross. that makes me want to kill people. And the people I'm going to kill will be British people. Okay. So, there you go. Welcome to New Earth.